Hello Dream Life creators, welcome to my channel. 11 things you need to give up to become rich. 1. The desire of quick gratification. Spending money on impulse is very satisfying. But if you seek to build wealth, you must exercise patience, self-control, and mindfulness. Building wealth takes awareness and discipline. You will never find a rich person who is not disciplined with their money. Becoming rich is a process that is built on everyday choices and decisions. Making a conscious decision on where and what to spend your money. Before spending money on something, ask yourself, if I spend money on this, what value will it add to me? Am I throwing my money away buying this? Am I risking my money, putting it into something I know nothing about? Am I gaining if I spend money on this? The more you ask yourself questions before spending money, the more you value your money. Learn to respect your money and don't just spend it. Just because an opportunity to spend it has been presented to you. The more you take care of your money and put it in places where it grows and multiplies, the more it will take care of you. 2. Pride. Most people would rather suffer in silence than admit that they don't know something or they don't have something. The amazing quality I have found with successful people is, no matter how successful a person is in certain field, if they find someone discussing or talking about that area of their expertise, they listen. They might not agree with the other person, but they are curious to know what the other person is thinking. They are curious of how the other person arrived to their conclusion. They listen keenly and ask questions. If it's something they can adopt and implement, they do so. You will never find successful people saying they know everything, even if the world might think they are. They are always learning and upgrading their knowledge. On the other hand, unsuccessful people think they know everything. They argue without evidence, and if you try to point it out, they get angry with you. The most surprising thing is how some people argue for their limitation. You can tell them there is a better way of doing something, and still they will defend their way of doing things, even though their way is not producing any results. On the other hand, successful people are always ready to learn, ready to upgrade and implement the knowledge that they acquire and thus the results they get. If you want to get rich, give up pride and seek to learn. If you have a problem in a certain area, let's say how to budget or where to invest, seek out a mentor or a coach to help you out. Don't be embarrassed to ask questions. Don't go through life complaining about something while doing nothing about it. The more you argue for your limitation, the more you remain the same or risk becoming worse. Accept where you are and seek to learn how to get out of that state. 3. Be ready to give up what you think you know and embrace the new information. Like I said in the last point, if you desire to become rich, you must learn about money. The subject of money is very vast and deep. Most people think money is what you get paid and then spend. But money is more than that. Nobody taught you how to spend, but you certainly need to learn how to make money, invest it wisely, and even how to spend it wisely. You have heard of people who had millions if not billions and yet they became broke. If you want to become wealthy and sustain that wealth, you must first fall in love with self-learning. You get the knowledge first, then you earn. Don't go through life operating with the same information that is keeping you broke and stuck. If you want to create differently, you must then learn different information. Most of the information you get out there from mainstream media is wrong and negative, and this is done on purpose. If you seek to create a different life for yourself, a life of riches, go to those who have already figured it out and learn from them. If you want to make money, learn from someone making it. Be ready and willing to give up the old information and program the new information into your mind. The more you learn about money and implement the information, the more money you make in your life. 4. Distractions. If you want to become wealthy, you must learn to focus. Whatever you give focus and attention, you create. One of the things that I realized that was holding me back was my ability to focus. I would start something, and in time find it difficult to focus on it. I would begin thinking that I don't have time, or think it might fail, while I found time for things that did not add any value to me. I used to love movies. I would look forward to go home from work, just to go home and watch movie series. These went on for years. In the meantime, my side hustle would go unattended and subsequently fail. I began thinking that things don't work out for me. I would not give my projects enough focus and attention, then go back to complaining that things don't work when they fail. Without knowing, I was sabotaging myself and blaming it on the outside circumstances. It wasn't until I made a decision to go all in that things turned around for me. I decided the next project I would start, I would give it my all. I gave up all the distractions. Frankly, I don't remember the last time I watched TV, maybe last year. I gave up watching movies for hours. If I desire to watch a movie, I give it 2 to 3 hours. I gave up scrolling for hours on social media, and instead, if I'm on social media, I click on channels where I'm sure I will learn something. I prioritize my hustles, and as a result, I achieved what I had not in years. If you want to get rich, you will have to learn to focus. Rome was not built in a day, neither is a successful business. Where you place your focus, energy follows. Where there is energy, creation happens. And if your focus is misplaced all over the place, you then experience being stuck and nothing happening at all. Achieving success is a decision you make to give your all, in terms of focus, time, and energy. 5. Comforts. If you want to get rich, you will have to give up comfort. Many a times, especially at the start of a business, you need to put in time. You will find yourself working late and sometimes very early in the morning. Long hours, fatigue, feeling doubt, and feeling desperate sometimes are your companion. If you desire to achieve something, you must build the discipline to see it through no matter what. This is showing up even when you don't feel like it. You show up tired, hungry, sad, broke, and feeling lonely, with hope of achieving success one day. And this keeps you going long after the motivation to do so is gone. Not everyone is willing to put themselves through that. Not everyone is willing to show up after a rejection. Not everyone is willing to show up when the weather is bad, when it's hard and everything is screaming at you to give up. But it's during this time that winners get separated from the losers. It's your ability to do what is needed and the uncomfortable, to get to doing what you want and when you want. You don't start with making money in your sleep. You start with making money in your waking hours to get to making money in your sleep. 6. Crowd. If you want to get rich, you will have to give up the crowd. No one ever got rich following the crowd. Don't follow what you hear from the crowd religiously. Ask yourself, of what benefit does this information add to me? When you learn to question everything and have your own standing and principles, you break free from the system, from the old paradigm and programming, and instead you begin to seek out ways that are beneficial to you. No one who have ever achieved something significant did it following the crowd. In fact, most of the time they did the opposite. Many inventions and discoveries that have been created and achieved today, whether in medicine, architecture, sports, machinery, and products, many people said it's impossible, it cannot be done. Then someone went ahead and created them. If you want to be rich or do something worthwhile, you're gonna have to give up the crowd and learn to go within. Every idea comes from within. Every solution and answer comes from within. All this comes to you when you are in a quiet place and when you quiet the mind and let yourself think. Following the crowd, you might have a sense of belonging, but that is all you will ever get. If you want to live an extraordinary life, a life that you are proud of, you're gonna have to embrace moments of solitude, moments of silence, and moments where you will have to make a stand. a stand for what you believe in, and your right to think for yourself and make your own decisions. Your money is waiting on your permission and decision. A decision to think on your own and take appropriate actions to build wealth. 7. Give up the noise. In today's society, people are bombarded with information. Positive information, but mostly negative information, which is the loudest. Learn to be selective of what you give your ears to. Learn to filter what you consume. Don't click on channels that does not align with your thinking and your goals. What you consume, you create. If you consume chaos, you create chaos. It's good to stay informed about what's happening, but you have to ask yourself, what does watching horrors of the world help you create? When you keep on impressing your subconscious mind with chaos, diseases, violence, and all the horrors, what commands are you giving to your subconscious mind to create for you? Remember, what you consume, you create. What you impress your subconscious mind with must be created on the physical, whether you are doing it knowingly or unknowingly. If you want to become rich, take charge of what you consume and give attention to. 8. Give up the thoughts of becoming rich without giving something in return. Before I got into self-development, I would spend my time thinking of ways of getting rich quickly. In fact, I remember one time years ago, I got so triggered by a video of Bob Proctor when he said that you get paid in direct proportion of the value you offer. In me, there was no thoughts of what value I would give. The only thing I thought of was ways I could get rich quickly without lifting a finger. That is needless to say, I ended up losing time and money. If you want to become rich, think of what you can add value to. What service you can offer that someone would be willing to put money in. Money comes to you as a result of the value you give. You create a way to give value, then receive money. An example of this is, think of a river. River water is free and abundant. But the person who benefit from river water is the person who have situated themselves near the flow of the river, or someone who have installed pipes, directing river water to them. Giving value or a service is like installing pipes to direct water to you. It's making a way for money to flow to you. Someone who have created a good product and have placed it out there is of more likely to get money than someone sitting somewhere waiting on a chance to strike big without doing something. If you want to get rich, think of what you can create, where you can add value and give service. This way, you will be installing pipes to direct money to you. 9. Give up habits that does not serve you. Put habits in place that help you focus on your goals. Setting alarms and reminders keeps you in track. Learn to have discipline and self-control helps you achieve goals. Habits of going out to party instead of working on your hustle will cost you success. Habits of borrowing money to maintain a lifestyle puts you deeper into financial ruin. Habits of scrolling social media for hours instead of working on your ideas will cause you to remain in the same destitute state that you have always been. The habits that you create for yourself will either build you or destroy you. Choosing to learn a skill on social media instead of scrolling aimlessly can change your life. Creating a habit of putting some money away in saving and invest it will secure your future. If you want to become rich, create habits that support your goals instead of distracting you away from them. 10. Give up relationships which does not add any value to you. If you want to get rich, you will have to be selective of the people that you surround yourself with. Your company determines your results. If you hang out with achievers, you end up achieving more yourself. If you hang out with losers, with people who complain all the time and never have anything positive to tell, that is the person you are in the process of becoming. 11. And lastly, if you want to become rich, you must give up the thoughts of unworthiness. You must first believe in you, and believe you are deserving of being rich, for money to flow to you. Money is energy, and if your energy is inviting and open, it will flow to you. Feeling unworthy blocks money. Thinking negatively about money blocks money from coming to you. Money is like human, It goes to where it's welcomed and accepted. Money will never force itself on you. Remove all the thoughts of being unworthy. The way you see and view yourself affect how you receive and make money. If you think yourself as worthy of riches, then you open yourself to receive. If you think negatively about yourself, you close yourself from receiving. Your self-concept allows money in or blocks it. If you want to become rich, work on your self-concept, belief in yourself and your capabilities. It doesn't matter what anyone think about you. You think highly of you. You are your own solution. You attract to you what you hold in your mind. Program your mind that you are worthy of money. Money loves flowing to you abundantly. Everything you touch turns to profit. Affirm positively about yourself and your life, then watch life transform for you. Muhammad Ali said, "I am the greatest and went to become the greatest." What do you say about yourself? Do you call yourself a winner or you refer yourself as a failure? Your words and thoughts create your reality. If you want to become rich, start by affirming riches to yourself, claiming and owning it within. You believe it in first, then you see it on the outside. That's all I had for you today. Thank you for watching. Comment down below which point inspired you the most. Remember to like, share and subscribe. See you on the next video.